About 2 months ago, a player named Kill Will beat the high round world record on Dead of the Night by getting round 430, beating out the previous world record held by Intuit Scott at 420. Now, this is an impressive record, there's no doubt about that. I mean, the game took 178 hours to complete. Like, come on, how much better can you really do? This is the exact question I asked myself. I mean, sure, round 430 is a high round, but how much higher could it go? Getting the perfect circumstances and game? What is the theoretical highest round somebody could get to on Black Ops 4's Dead of the Night? To answer a question like this, we first need to understand how the Dead of the Night strategy is actually played. Without going too much into detail, the main strategy on Dead of the Night revolves around the player's use of the Helion Salvo. They'll typically camp in a corner on the map, shooting the Helion Salvo at the ground, killing as many zombies as possible. And whenever they run out of ammo, they'll make their way over to the Silver Bullets table in the library where they can buy more. After that, you just run back to your camping spot and rinse and repeat. Now, by itself, this strategy is already insanely optimized. Using Kill Will's round 430 game as an example, we can see that this strategy Kill Will was using ran at 6.4 SPH, meaning that on average, throughout his entire 178-hour game, he was killing a horde of 24 zombies every 6.4 seconds. Now, this is all great, but glazing aside, how can this game actually be improved? Well, from the research and testing that I've done, there are 3 ways that we can improve this record. First of all, we need to stop running to the Silver Bullets table every single time we need ammo. Any time that is not spent shooting zombies is time that's being wasted. So in order to progress through rounds as efficiently as possible, we're going to need infinite ammo, a quality that for some odd reason, this map has. Seriously, what was Treyarch thinking? If you didn't know, Dead of the Night has an Easter egg where you can get infinite ammo for any weapon in the game. Now, I am not going to go in depth on this Easter egg because quite frankly, it is Jimbothy levels of stupid. Like seriously, you have to open up the doors in the map in a very specific order, stare at gramophones in a specific order, explode some vases in the same order that you opened up the doors, light some candles in the reverse order that you opened up the doors, play a record on a gramophone in the reverse order that you stared at them in, then follow an invisible ghost around the map that you physically cannot see. Who made this? All to get jump scared by some bodiless mannequin. But hey, you know what? It's worth it because in the end, we get infinite ammo in our Helion Salvo along with 2 extra perks we can use. So there we have it. Our ammo situation is now fixed. We now have infinite ammo for our Helion Salvo and will no longer waste any more time running to the Silver Bullets table to buy more. This means that we can now spend more time killing zombies when camping. Speaking of which, let's now move on to improvement number 2. The spot that Kill Will was camping at in his high round game of zombies on Dead of the Night was fast, sure, but it wasn't the fastest spot that he had available to him. If you're unaware, there are 3 popular spots that players like to camp at on Dead of the Night to get high rounds in their game of zombies. These 3 spots are the Master Bedroom, the Danube Perk Room, and the Billiards Room. Now, each of these camping spots have their own pros and cons associated with them, but because we want to play through rounds as quickly as possible, we need to find the strategy that allows us to play as fast as possible. So in order to determine which strategy was the fastest, I played through each one on round 101 in the fastest way I could. And here are the results of these tests. In the Master Bedroom, I was able to complete round 101 in 3 minutes and 17 seconds, meaning that I was killing an entire horde of zombies every 5.019 seconds. At the Danube Perk, I was able to complete round 101 in 3 minutes and 28 seconds, giving me a round average of 5.299 seconds per horde. Lastly, in the Billiards Room, I was able to complete round 101 in 3 minutes and 4 seconds, the fastest one by far. With that being the case, I was also able to bring my average seconds per horde down to 4.688, making this strategy right here one of the fastest in all of Call of Duty Zombies' existence. And just like that, we have now made our second improvement to our theoretical game of zombies here on Dead of the Night. Not only do we have infinite ammo in our Helion Salvo, but we're also camping in the fastest spot on the map. So with all of this covered now, I think it's time we move on to improvement number 3. As we already have established, Kill Will's round 430 on Dead of the Night lasted 178 hours. Now don't get me wrong, that is a long time to be in a single game of zombies. I mean, it's nearly 7.5 days. However, if we want to reach the theoretical maximum round here on Dead of the Night, we need to play a lot longer than that. We need to play until we physically can't. For improvement number 3, we need to play until black screen. Now, if you've been in the zombies community for a while now, then you may have actually heard of this term before. In short, a black screen happens after the Call of Duty application has been open for too long. On older games like World at War through Black Ops 3, this normally happens after 24.8 days. However, on Black Ops 4, it works a little bit differently. Instead of your game black screening after 24.8 days, it will instead black screen at 21.7 days. Now, you might be thinking that this puts Black Ops 4 at a disadvantage when it comes to high rounds, but that actually isn't the case. Something that I haven't told you yet is that this timer only counts down when you're actively playing the game, meaning that any time spent in the menu or paused in a game of zombies will not count towards your 21.7 day timer. This is great because it now means we can push a map without being limited to a 1 month time frame. So let's do it. Let's implement all these improvements into our 521 hour, 57 minute, and 28 second game of Dead of the Night. Starting on round 1, we'll spend the first couple of rounds in the spawn room where we can gain points to open up the rest of the map. While this is going on, we'll also make sure we open up the doors in the map in a very specific order so we can start doing our infinite ammo Easter egg. We'll grab the Helion salvo from the box and then go on to open the forest up so we can pack a punch. Having already stared at the gramophones we need to, we'll go on to shoot the vases in the order that we opened up the map. After that, we'll light the candles in the reverse order that we opened up the doors, listen to the record on the gramophones in the reverse order we stared at them, follow the invisible ghost around the map, and complete our infinite ammo Easter egg. With that out of the way, we can now start camping in the billiards room to push through the rounds as fast as we can. And now, we're just gonna camp here for the rest of the entire game. Now, because no one has ever played until Black Scream on Black Ops 4 at the time of recording, we're gonna have to make a lot of assumptions on how our theoretical high round game of zombies would play out. Starting at round 64, as that's where the zombie spawn rate plateaus, let's assume that we play every single round as efficiently as possible. And if you recall from earlier, that means we'll need to kill one horde of zombies every 4.688 seconds for the entire 522 hours we'll be playing this game. Now, using the time it took me to get to round 64 in my own test game of this, let's start doing the math. Being that it took us 1 hour, 27 minutes, and 45 seconds to get to round 64, and playing at 4.688 seconds per horde for the rest of the entire game, we would reach round 100 in 2 hours, 47 minutes, and 42 seconds. We'd reach round 200 in 14 hours, 31 minutes, and 20 seconds. Round 255 in 28 hours, 39 minutes, and 11 seconds. Round 345 hours, 44 minutes, and 2 seconds. Round 400 in 106 hours, 11 minutes, and 48 seconds. Round 500 in 205 hours, 40 minutes, and 38 seconds. Round 600 in 353 hours, 56 minutes, and 32 seconds. And finally, round 683 at 521 hours, 2 minutes, and 55 seconds. This is, to my knowledge, the highest round that could ever be theoretically possible on Dead of the Night. Even though we still have almost an entire hour until we black screen, we still wouldn't have enough time to reach round 684 as the rounds are 2 hours apiece at this point in the game, meaning that round 683 is the limit to this map. As far as I'm aware, it is not possible to go any higher than this round. All of this said and done, this brings up the question, will anyone ever hit round 683? Personally, I do not think so. Remember, we're talking about the theoretical limit of this map. For somebody to hit round 683, they would have to play at 4.688 SPH consistently throughout the entire 521 hours, a feat that I personally just think is not realistically possible. However, a round that I believe is realistically possible is round 616. If you were to take the speed Kill Will played his round 430 game and apply it across all 522 hours of gameplay available, you would end up reaching round 616 by 520 hours, 56 minutes, and 52 seconds. Around that, to me, is within the realm of possibility. But who knows, someone might get close one day, so we'll just have to wait and see. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you next time.